the Kellaway'S.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Jane Kellaway here with you, and I have a very special guest this week. He's known for his country gospel, I guess, more than anything. Peter Christie, welcome, mate. How you going?
I'm going well, thanks, Jane. Thanks for having me on.
Mate, I have been so looking forward to this because gospel's right up my alley.
Fantastic.
Love my gospel. Love my country, but my gospel's, I suppose, on that higher rung, more important for me. So.
Yeah.
Exciting. Have you always done gospel, or did you start in country, or where did you get your start?
Well, where I got my start was kind of bluegrass country with a little bit of... It was all mixed together.
Okay,
really.
yeah.
It all mixed together. And it was over those first couple of years that what I found is that people were responding to the gospel music more.
Yes.
And then I started to get invited to churches to sing some songs, and then that
Okay.
became more of a ministry. So then I sort of lent more into the gospel music, and then that grew into some preaching and singing at churches and things. And so that's how it's really grown. So my interests are very broad in music.
Yes.
Classical music, country music, right through to gospel.
Mate, love it. Very exciting. So they would call you an itinerant minister? Is that the right word?
Yeah. So basically a lay minister.
Lay minister.
So
yeah, okay.
I'll go to a church, and often I'll do the service, so leading worship, and then do the sermon as well.
So, all right. So for those that might not know, there's lots of different churches. You've got Baptists, Catholics, Hillsong type ones.
That's right.
Where along the Hillsongy kind or a bit more Presbyterian. What kind of?
Well, I go to any denomination.
See, I love that.
Yeah, any denomination. I just think we all follow the same God.
We do. That's right.
And what I do make sure I do though is I always speak to the minister first to find out a little bit about the congregation, just to make sure I don't do anything that's going to shock them.
Well, that's right. Heaven forbid you start speaking in tongues or something, and they go, "Oh my God, that's right. And I don't mean that to be rude, but you have to be respectful.
You've got to be respectful,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you know, and particularly out in the bush, the smaller
Yes.
churches, it's mostly older congregations.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time when I actually go to a church, I'm on the organ.
Okay.
So playing traditional hymns, because that's what they do in their church. And so then you sort of bring in a couple of your songs as part of the sermon.
Yes.
But, you know, they're so used to, you know, that organ sound and singing their traditional hymns that I think if you went in and did some of the contemporary things, they'd fall off their chairs.
Do you know what? I think there's a lot of power in those traditional hymns. The words are amazing.
They're extraordinary. They're
Yeah,
extraordinary.
and I'm not saying to take away anything from what we do these days contemporary-wise, because, you know, they're all great. They all serve a purpose.
That's right.
But
That's
there's
right.
some guts in
Oh,
those.
it's amazing. And particularly when you read the stories behind some of them and why they were written. It's just
Well, look at
extraordinary.
Amazing Grace, for
Yeah,
example.
that's right. Exactly.
Now, Wintley Phipps. If you ever get a chance to hear this man sing Amazing Grace, he's a black American man, big guy, and he does like the slave. He's on the slave ship. You can hear the.
Oh yeah.
And you just kind of overtake my whole body's like because I'm on that slave ship with those people rowing and I love
really
it.
powerful.
Well, mate, exciting. So you play guitar, organ. What else do you play?
Well, my main instrument at uni was piano. So I did a double major in piano and flute. Not a lot of call for flute and country gospel music.
No.
But I still do a lot of piano work. But then a lot of what I do, particularly, you know, when I stand and sing, is guitar work now.
Of course, it's easier. It's a lot easier to take your guitar around.
A lot easier.
than
That's right. A lot easier to take the guitar around.
keyboard.
And even the keyboard I've got's really heavy.
Yes.
It's nice. to
As
just
is
take
my
the guitar.
Roland over there.
That's right.
Yes, it's a big machine.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
You have had a wonderful year.
It's been a good year.
Yes.
It's been a good year.
When did you release your album? Just remind me. Last year?
Just at the end of last year.
That's what I thought. End of last year.
Yeah, and that's been going really well.
Actually, let's have a little bit of a look at it right here so you can see it. God Guitars in the Open Road. It's fantastic. I have to say there's a few favourites on there.
Okay.
But one song in particular, Born Again.
Oh, okay.
That one is your bluegrassy kind of.
It's a bluegrassy
And
number.
it did really well for you in the States, didn't it?
It did. So that was actually we did a sort of a collaborative recording with Brendan Walmsley and Diane Lindsay, the Shiraz, and Steve Pasfield.
Yes.
And it was fantastic. So that really well.
love
So
it.
that actually hit the gospel bluegrass charts over in the States. which was really exciting, particularly because my producer over there, I think, was a little bit concerned with it because of our accents.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Because, we have quite strong Australian accents.
Sure.
And they weren't really sure how well that would go across with the American market. Wow. But they seemed to take to it. I think they sort of took to it just because it's a light-hearted gospel number. And so I think that's what they appreciated about it.
Yeah,
so.
Well, I don't know which one you might want to play now. Is that one a possibility?
Oh, that wasn't what I'd planned.
Okay, no. We'll work on that. You can play whatever you like. Well, grab a guitar, have a play, and we've got so much to talk about, so heaps of time. What are you thinking you might do?
What I might do is the title track, God Guitars on the Open Road.
Fantastic.
So this was a co-write with Roger Corbett and Alan Caswell.
Yes.
That was such a huge honour. It was amazing.
Yeah, amongst the best, aren't they?
Amongst the best, and the way that particularly both of them fire off each other.
Yeah.
It was amazing. When I write a song, it normally takes me months. And you go back and you stew over it and you think, it's not quite right, I want to change that, These guys, wow. I remember Alan saying, so what do you want to write? And I said, well, I've got this idea of a title, God Guitars on the Open Road. And he said, I can see that. Bang, we launched into it. Within 2 hours it was done. Man, they just fired off each other. It was amazing to be a part of that. Yeah. Be caught up in that. So anyway,
go for it.
God Guitars on the Open Road.
Thank you. Peter Christie, everybody.
Friday night, fading light on the blacktop out of town. Seems like I come alive when the wheels are rolling round. God bless every test, every tangle, twist and turn. Every highway and gravel road is a lesson that you learn. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Talking salvation, making sure the seed gets sowed. Making friends from strangers helps to share the love. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. An outstretched hand and an open smile, like a neon welcome sign. Melody and harmony, sharing bread and wine. God bless nights like this, and the road that brought me here. Singing all the old songs, your voice is sweet and clear. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Talking salvation, making sure the seed gets sowed. Making friends from strangers helps to share the load. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Voices join together in fellowship and praise as the worry of the world slips away. God, guitars, and the open road. Talking salvation, making sure the seed gets sowed. And making friends from strangers helps to share the load. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Talking salvation, making sure the seed gets sowed. And making friends from strangers helps to share the load. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. Making friends from strangers helps to share the load. Give me God, guitars, and the open road. God, guitars, and the open road.
Would you like to win a guitar just like this one? Well, you can, and it's so easy. Pop onto the Breakfast at the Kellaway website and click on the competition link. Order yourself a Breakfast at the Kellaway'S mug and have a photo with it, somewhere interesting and unusual, and send it in. So if you live in Australia, there's a guitar to be won every 13 weeks. You've got to be in it to win it. Welcome back to Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Peter, I would love to talk about your recent award that you won, called the Josie Award, which we've got there. Go and pick it up. Show everybody. No. Yes.
There it is. There it is.
Can we see that? Make that one over there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time. So it was held this year at Dollywood in Pigeon Forge at the theme park, the main theatre in the theme park, which was it's fantastic. It had such a buzz.
Yeah.
And because it's multi-genre,
yes.
sort of getting to meet people, independent artists that are in heavy metal, in jazz, in pop, in country, everything. It was fantastic.
And from around the world,
from all around the world. There was a country guy that was nominated.
Yeah.
And he kind of looked American. And when I started talking to him, he had this really strange accent. I said, "Where are you from?" He said, "From Holland." Holland.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. So it was great. It was really, really good.
There was a guy, Hank Sasaki, who recently passed away. He was a Japanese country music.
Okay.
He was called the Japanese Cowboy.
Right, okay.
Google him. So you got yours in the gospel Christian section.
That's right.
Out of everybody in the world.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh
independent artists. It was
so good.
Yeah, a bit of an honour. I really didn't expect to be sitting there and hear my name called. So.
And you were saying that a lot of the other entrants in your category were very much contemporary.
That's right. Yeah.
But yours was a bit of
So with what I've done in America in the past, it's basically been that country gospel scene or southern gospel scene.
Yes.
But in terms of the Josies, it's a gospel and Christian award, so it's kind of open, and so a lot of the artists are actually contemporary Christian artists, so that Hillsongy kind of sound.
Yeah.
So that's why I went across there, sort of not expecting to win. I would have thought that a contemporary artist would win as opposed to a country artist. So yeah, a bit of an honour. I think I scared the poor girl next to me when they called out my name. That's me. So it was great, really good.
Was your family able to go with you on
that
trip?
They weren't on this trip.
Not on that one?
No,
okay.
no. I'd planned to go over later in the year, had to change the ticket. And so, they stayed at home because it was only a short trip. I was only there for just over a week.
It's a quick flight. It's a hard one. You just kind of get over jet lag and then you get home and you got jet lag.
That's right, exactly. Yes.
So you got a beautiful wife, Janelle.
Janelle and my son Anderson, who's 16.
That's right. I couldn't remember Anderson.
Learning to drive.
Oh my gosh! Got a few more grey hairs there, mate.
A lot of grey hairs.
At least
he's doing really, really well. Yeah. But I never realised it'd be so terrifying. So.
And expensive.
That's right.
I know. And you've only got one to worry
about,
mate. That was a good choice on your behalf.
That's right.
Now, outside of your music, you're a school teacher?
Yes, I teach music at Norwest Christian College.
Oh, yes.
In Riverstone, in Western Sydney.
Yeah.
And, I love it. I really enjoy working with the kids, particularly I went this year just finishing off the Year 12s this year.
Oh, that's right. You were doing HSC bits and pieces.
That's right.
Yes.
And just working with those kids, they were extraordinary. It was only a small class. There was only 4 in the class, but all of them were just extraordinary. Just fantastic performers, and one boy, while he didn't enjoy performing, his passion was music history. And so he did some Viva Voces and he did one on the music of Lord of the Rings. And it was just brilliant. So it was a real honour to work with kids that are that passionate about music. Yeah,
so do you think the others will go to the stage? Anyone interested in country gospel?
No.
No, it's a narrow field, that one.
It is a fairly niche kind of market.
Yeah. Oh well.
But look, two of them in particular, contemporary vocalists. I think the world's their oyster. They could do whatever they wanted to if they chose to do that.
That's right. They might just decide that they would like to be a mum.
Exactly.
Or a dad.
That's right.
And that is perfectly fine.
That's
too.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yes. I really enjoy the teaching and working with the kids.
That is good, mate. Well, let's talk a bit more about your album.
Yeah.
One more plug on here. You said you released it towards the end of last year.
Yeah, 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you writing for a new one, or we're still focusing on this one?
I have been writing, so I've got a few songs down. Actually, this Friday, I'm heading up to Hunter Valley to record a Christmas song. So I've written a Christmas song.
Nice.
It's always been a dream of mine just to release a Christmas single.
Yes.
So I've written the Christmas song, and we're going to the studio to lay down some tracks this Friday.
Okay.
And so I'm excited about that. So that should come out in time for Christmas.
Okay.
So all going well, all going smooth.
Yes, I know what you. But it's life, isn't it?
That's right.
You get busy, you get caught up.
I know.
Things.
That's right.
Yeah, and before you know it, it's time to play another song.
That's right. Exactly.
What are you going to play for me this time?
Well, I thought I might do a song called "On Grace I Stand."
Beautiful.
So this was a co-write actually with a guy I met over in the States a few years ago, Cowboy Roy Hall. And,
yes, I know the name.
Yes. Yeah, and he's an extraordinarily gifted lyric writer.
Okay.
And when I was over there, and we had a chat, and I said I'd love to put one of your poems to music. And so when I got back, I sort of worked through so many of his poems. He's written so many, and this one just jumped out at me. And it's a story of an old pastor of his that actually was really seriously burnt in a sulfur explosion.
Oh.
And lost bits of his hands and his feet and things like that. And obviously the road to recovery was really difficult for him, but his message was through that whole recovery is that Jesus was with him. And he stood on the grace of Christ, and that's what got him through the recovery. Yes. So when I read this poem, I just the music basically just came.
Yes.
So it was a bit of an honour that he allowed me to use the poem and record the song, and then we released it over in the States. And this was another one that went on to made the 2 charts, the country gospel chart went to number 10.
Wow.
And on the bluegrass chart it went to number 17. So it did really, really well. So it's,
congratulations.
Song, thank you. Song that I think we're both pretty proud of. So.
Good on you. Take it away, buddy.
I'm standing on grace in the palm of his hand, is leading me through this weary land. I won't worry and I won't fear. I know that God is always near. I travel this road, shielded from above. He's always with me, I'm wrapped in his love. Storms may be raging, winds may blow, his love is sure. I know. On grace I stand, solid ground, not shifting sand. I take my strength from Jesus' hand. On grace I stand, on grace I stand. And I give thanks, I'm a child of the King, and I know He's mine. I am His. My trust is in Him. I made my choice. He's my salvation. He hears my voice. On grace I stand, solid ground, not shifting sand. I take my strength from Jesus' hand. On grace I stand. On grace I stand. On grace I stand, get on board for the promised land. I take my strength from Jesus' hand. On grace I stand, on grace I stand. On grace I stand, solid ground, not shifting sand. I take my strength from Jesus' hand. On grace I stand, on grace I stand. On grace I stand, get on board for the promised land. I take my strength from Jesus' hand. On grace I stand, on grace I stand. On grace I stand, on grace I stand.
Breakfast at the Kellaway'S is heading off to Norfolk Island next year in May for the Country Music Festival. Why not come with us? Click on the Kellaway Country icon on the website for all the details. You're back with Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Peter, you've got a very special guitar besides your one. Very special one I would like you to grab there for me, darling.
This is great.
Okay, so the drill is you get to sign this one.
Fantastic.
I thank you very much for coming today. And if you've just tuned in, Peter Christie is my special guest. He is a country gospel singer up from the mountains, or down from the mountains, down from the mountains. And the idea of our guitar here is simply go onto the website, grab yourself a Breakfast at the Kellaway'S mug, and take a photo with it somewhere interesting, unusual, send it in, and the best one wins.
Fantastic.
Simple. Thanks,
you.
mate. Appreciate that very much. I'll get that out of
My
your way.
pleasure.
Like your
That's
Fred's
great.
going to take it. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
Now, mate, in regards to your music, a wonderful album here, you might like to let us all know the best place to get your music from, or to even book you, everything that you've got going on.
Yeah, the best place is the website, peterchristiemusic.com.
Yes.
No AU on the end.
No AU,
just
yes.
.com. There's a store on there so you can purchase the CDs, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Also details for booking. If people have got a church they'd like me to visit or anything, they can make contact through that, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can and go from there.
The thing I love about you and it's your ministry, basically.
It is, yes.
You offer your services for free.
Yeah.
You'll go anywhere, and you really don't ask for anything. And even if they don't take up a collection, that's okay with you.
That's fine. That's completely fine.
I think that's great, mate.
Yeah, and I just feel that it's a real calling.
Yeah.
And particularly in country churches, there small numbers. Not a lot of people there that can actually play music live.
True, yes.
And I just feel that that's God's plan for me at the moment, that I can go out and I can provide that live music experience for the churches. Because it's amazing the difference you can see in the faces when people are singing to live music and singing with you, as opposed to when they're singing to a YouTube clip up on the screen. It's just a different feel in the room. So. And
you have said to me off air that God has always provided. You've never been short of petrol money. You've had plenty of money to get around and look after.
That's right.
That's because He's so good.
That's right.
All the time.
That's right. And I really think that, doing what I do, I think, that He recognises and supports me in that, and pushes me through that. So the provision has always been there.
Mate, it's exciting. So what's on the agenda for you for the rest of the year? So heading into December?
Into November, December. I'm recording Christmas song, which will be released. I think we mentioned that earlier.
We did, yeah.
And but then at the end of December, we're actually taking December, January off, and my wife, my son and I, we're going to the UK to visit family.
Wow.
Spending some time there doing Hogmanay in Scotland, in the Highlands. And
Hogmanay.
So it's going to be
Can you say that in the Scottish accent?
I know. I think that wasn't it? I don't know. I would normally say Hogmanay. Hogmanay. But yeah, Hogmanay. So, which is the big New Year celebration. So,
okay, right.
So we're going over for that and visiting a few other spots in Europe. Just as family time away. So we're really looking forward to that.
Well, you might get some new ideas for some songwriting.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah. It's exciting stuff.
Fantastic.
All right. Something about you that nobody knows. We know you're a teacher. We know you can sing.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I've got a pretty famous auntie.
Have you just?
I do.
Who is your famous auntie?
My famous auntie is Judy Stone from Bandstand
From
days.
Bandstand? Yes, yeah. Judy Stone.
That's right. So she's my mum's sister.
Is she
she's been a huge inspiration in terms of, my walk with music.
Yes.
And extraordinary lady.
Yeah.
And, we love her to bits.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, there you go.
And so anyone else in the family pick up her talent?
Look, I actually think, particularly my older brother has got an amazing voice.
Okay.
But he's never done anything with it. His passion isn't music.
Really?
So, yeah.
Does he just not realise how good he is? Or he has other interests?
I don't think he realises just how good his voice He'd probably kill me for telling you this, but the first time I actually really heard him sing is we were teenagers and he'd just gotten his licence and we were driving into the city and Madonna was playing on the car, belting out this Madonna song, but the whole time I was going, man, he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
extraordinary, and it's annoying because he doesn't work at it at all. I spend all my time working on
Don't you
music,
hate that?
and he's just
He's naturally talented people.
I know, it's shocking.
I know. Well, we can't be good looking and talented.
Exactly.
You know,
That's right.
Yes, you can.
Oi, go and make the
That's
brekkie. Must be nearly time for brekkie. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Have you put your order in this morning? I don't know if you put it in when you got here.
No, but I did hear you mention something about your grandma's relish.
Oh, and Nanny's relish.
Nanny's relish. That sounds pretty good.
Do you know what? You can have Nanny's relish on anything.
Yeah.
Had it on sandwiches and put it on eggs.
Oh, beautiful.
It's unusual. You think eggs, but it's
nice.
sweetish, you know?
Yeah,
It's very nice. So you've been enjoying the other shows? You've been
It's been
tuning
great.
in?
Yeah, and like I said off air, I've loved getting to know the artists.
Yeah.
You know, hearing their stories and hearing what they're doing and, you know, about their life outside of music.
It's
It's been
important.
really inspirational.
Well,
It's been great.
we're just hoping that it gives people hope. You
Yeah.
know, you're not all born into this thing. As you said, some people have to really work at it.
That's right. It's hard
And
work.
other people find themselves, they start in one genre and end up in country.
Yeah.
Because that's where they fit, because they don't want to get their clothes off. So country music's happy for you to keep them on.
They should go country gospel. They never have to take anything off.
Neck to knees.
That's right.
And I suppose that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
I love the country God. I mean, I love the lyric, and I mean, because
Yeah.
I love the Lord, so you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to sing about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's different. For me, even moving away from the countryside and into more the gospel, I think it's just your journey. Wherever it takes you,
That's
you've just
right.
got to go and just be the best at it that you can be.
That's right. And everybody's journey is different, and that's what
That's
makes the
right.
world so great.
That's
You know?
exactly
So it's
right.
awesome.
Heaven forbid there be two of me around, mate. I don't think they could cope.
No, that's great.
Oh, it must be time to go. Leo's getting restless out
I can
the
hear
back
him out there. That's
Yeah,
great.
he's been very good. He's been very good.
Fantastic.
So, buddy, just recap again, peterchristie.com.
Peter Christie Music.
peterchristiemusic.com.
Yeah.
Gigs
Also
are
on
up there.
Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
that.
up there.
You're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Fantastic.
So what's the video clip we're going out on today?
This is a video clip for My Father's House. So this is actually from the previous album.
Yes.
But this is the song that kind of launched my music in the States.
Okay.
So we released the song, and then the producer that we hooked up with overseas actually wanted us to re-record it, make it a little bit more like their market.
Okay.
And then this video clip is the result of that. So.
Okay, so explain that to me. Re-record it and make it more like their market. So un-Aussieified or...
Un-Aussieified. So we put a little bit more slide guitar and a little bit of a bigger sound.
Okay, so you didn't
which
change
is-
the way you sang it per se. It was
Not
more or
really.
less the
It was
instruments.
more to do with the instrumentation and the bigness of the sound. So it was a little more subtle in
Yes.
the original Australian recording of it.
Okay.
But we sort of had to boost that sound because that's the sound that they particularly were after.
Okay.
So so then that was released over there with the film clip, and I've been going back ever since.
And so who's the producer over there that you use?
It's a promoter that I
promoter,
use over
sorry.
there, a guy
Yeah.
called Perry Edge.
Perry Edge.
He's been the one of the gospel promoters of the year about 6 or 7 times. The guy's fantastic. So
How did you find him?
just serendipity. It just kind of all just fell into place. I think when God's got a plan for something to happen, it just happens.
Amen, bro.
So, yeah,
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, on that night, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your year, Christmas and everything.
Thank you.
We thank you again for joining us here at Breakfast at the Kellaway'S. Don't forget, like the page, share it, subscribe, tell your friends. We're here every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Peter Christie, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now. God bless you guys. Bye.
There's a rule for everyone who calls on his name. The streets are paved with gold for those who are saved. We'll drink